If you're always misplacing things, picking up messes, and can't seem to stay organized, these are 5 habits you can use to keep you on track. The first habit is to have a dedicated container or location for all your items. If things don't belong in a certain spot, they tend to get moved around a lot, and that's why we can never find things. For me, I have a container just for my keys and wallet, so when I get home, I put them in the container, and when I leave, I can just grab them, and I never spend any time looking for these things. For my shoes, I have a shoe rack. For my book, I have a bookshelf, and I have a shoebox for all my important papers. And if you have Google Drive, you can upload documents by scanning them with your phone. So buying more storage space to organize things can really make a huge difference. And to save a few dollars, you can check out your local Dollar Tree. The second habit is to get a calendar. And a lot of people use calendars, but they only use them for events, and calendars can be used for so much more. So if you're learning a new skill or want to develop a new habit, you can set time aside on certain days to work on that particular thing. So for me, I put on my calendar to go to the gym on certain days. And for you, if you want to focus on fitness, you could do the same thing, or set time aside to go for a walk, or to do meal preps, to read a book, or listen to a podcast. So this is a great way to stay disciplined by just adding things to your calendar. If something is on your calendar, it's much more likely to get done. Another thing you can use your calendar for is maintenance schedules. So every month I check my car oil, I check my tires, I do a little bit of cleaning, and I also check my finances. So every month I get to keep up with these things, and I don't have to remember to do them. The third habit I really love, and that's to get a whiteboard. I think everyone should have a whiteboard, and you can do your to-do items on it. You can brainstorm, you can take notes, you can write motivational quotes, and it's a good way for me just to brain dump everything onto the whiteboard. Some people like to use their computer or their phone to take notes, but for me, I like having the whiteboard because it's always visible. I don't have to open up my phone, and I can just write more easily. So this might work for you, and if you decide to get one, you can get heavy-duty Velcro from Staples and just put that on the wall, and that's a real easy way to install a whiteboard. Fourth habit is to have a morning and nightly routine. And people have a misconception, I think, about what morning routines are. And we hear about people like Tony Robbins and Tim Ferriss, and they have these crazy morning routines where they take an ice bath at 4 a.m. and they go for a 10-mile run, and they read a whole book, and they journal, and by 8 a.m. they're ready to start their day. Your morning routine doesn't need to be anything like that. The purpose of a morning routine is to get you individually ready for the day. So what works for you might not work for someone else. If you really don't like doing something and it's not working for you, don't do it. And it's okay to practice different things. So maybe something that you do at night might be better in the morning, or something in the morning could be done at night instead. So it's okay to move things around and experiment, and this will change over time based on your needs and your lifestyle. What's also not talked about enough is a nightly routine. And the nightly routine is to get you ready for sleep. And sleep is super important for our bodies and longevity. And for me, I have a bedtime mode set on my phone. So at a certain time, I don't get any messages, the screen goes gray, and it causes me to weed off my phone and focus on my bedtime routine. So I like to do some learning at night as well, either reading a book or listening to a podcast, something educational. So this might be the same thing for you. I don't know. The fifth habit is to limit distractions. In today's world, we have our phones, we have social media, email, text messages, and along with that, we might have our own families or pets and jobs, and there's so much going on. And if we want to get real work done, sometimes we have to limit these distractions. So for me, when I'm working, I put my phone behind me where it's charging, and it's out of sight and I don't see it. And there's actually a study I saw that shows that even the presence of a cell phone will drain your cognitive ability even if you're not using it. So that's how powerful phones are in today's world. Also, if you're doing work on the computer, you might want to close all your social media tabs, and these can be a real problem because we like to feel important, and anytime there's a new message, we get a dopamine hit, and that dopamine can be addicting. So it's going to take some willpower to push the social media aside, push your phone aside, and you might be surprised how much work you can get done in the same amount of time. So, 4 hours of really focused work could be the same work as 8 hours worth of distractions. If you guys have developed any of your own habits, just leave a comment below and let me know.